Hi, I'm Martin Matrager, and today we're going to talk to you about the new Jabra Freeway. It's a hands-free device that you can use with your cell phone. Makes it legal for you to make phone calls while you're in the car. Okay, so let's talk about some of the buttons. First thing we're going to talk about is this button here. It's the most used button on the device. It has a symbol. It's a phone. This is what you're going to use to make a phone call, answer a phone call, and hang up on a phone call. Right here we have a button. It's called voice. This accesses the commands within the device itself. About the only two commands that I recommend you use is the pairing command. You want to pair a new phone. This is the button you're going to use. And to check the battery, you use this as well. We have a volume up button, volume down button, and of course a mute, so you can increase and lower the volume. And then there's another button here that's called the FM, and we'll talk more about it later. Okay. On the side of the phone, you can see we have a charge port and an on-off switch. Now, the thing about the on-off switch is you can actually leave this on, and when you leave the vehicle, the unit will shut off after about 5 minutes. When you enter the vehicle and the vehicle shakes a little bit, it has a motion sensor. It'll turn itself on and it'll connect to your device if it's paired to this hands-free device itself. Okay. In addition, we have the charge port that you're going to plug into to charge it, but this is a very important note. When it's plugged in and charging, the phone commands don't work very well, if they work at all. You can answer phone calls, but when you make a phone call and you try to use the voice commands, they don't work unless you unplug the charge port. So that's just an important note. The other thing is if you leave it plugged in all the time, you'll actually drain the battery dead in the device. The only way to recharge it is you have to unplug it and plug it back in, and then the device will charge and it'll work again. So my recommendation is charge the phone. It only takes about 2 hours. Disconnect it, put the charger away. The phone itself is good for up to 12 hours of talk time and over 900 hours of standby time. So it'll last a long time before you have to charge it again. It will, you'll hear audio that when the battery gets low, telling you that it's time to charge. Otherwise, you can use this voice prompt to check to see where the battery status is. Okay, so on the bottom of this, there's a clip. You can use this clip to clip it to the visor. But here's an important note. Wherever you place this, where you clip it to the visor or somewhere in the vehicle, where you see the phone symbol itself, you want that to face toward your face itself. This should point toward your face. And the reason being is there's microphones here and on the side. And it uses a combination of the microphones to give you the best voice quality as possible. Because this is noise canceling. It's using outside noises, and if this is pointing away from you, then it'll actually cancel out your voice instead of enhance your voice. Okay, what else? Also, when it's on the visor and you got to flip the visor down, you're going to spin this thing away and it's not going to be pointing toward you. So you're going to have to unclip it from the visor, put it elsewhere so that is facing toward you. Okay? All right, we're going to pair this to my iPhone. The iPhone itself is really simple to pair the device. So we're going to use this itself where it says voice. Of course, I'm going to aim the phone toward my face so it can hear me. Before I even touch this, I'm going to go to my phone and turn my phone on. Okay, I'm going to unlock it. I'm going to hide it from you, so I got to unlock it. Okay, and then I'm going to go to my settings. So in your settings, you're going to search for Bluetooth. As soon as you enter Bluetooth, this thing is already searching for new devices. Now we just got to go back to this device, and we're going to press the voice, and we're going to use the command pair new device.
Say a command.
Pair new device.
Welcome. You are now ready for pairing. Go to the Bluetooth menu on your phone. Turn on or enable Bluetooth. Search for devices and select your Jabra hands-free device. Select pair or OK. If connected.
So as you can see, I followed the instructions. It instantly showed up as Jabra Freeway. I clicked on it and it connected. Special note, when you're pairing your device, if you have another vehicle around and that guy is pairing at the same time you're pairing, you might see a second freeway to choose from. If that happens, I recommend that you wait for the other guy to finish pairing before you pair your device itself. All right. This device works to up about 20 feet away from the vehicle. So that's if the phone is 20 feet away from the vehicle. So if you move your vehicle a little bit further away from other vehicles, you probably won't see any of their devices if they're pairing at the same time. Okay. Now that we're connected, another thing I want to show you, there's when you're in this screen under the Bluetooth settings and you see the Jabra Freeway, there's an I at the end. If you press the I, it's going to give you the ability to forget this device. And this is really good to do if you hop into a vehicle and you pair it, but you're not going to be in that vehicle again for a couple of days or even a couple of weeks or whatever. And you just don't want it to accidentally hook up to it like if somebody else is driving and you're nearby them. It'll hook up to your phone. So to avoid that, then you just basically hit forget device again, and it unpairs it from the unit itself. I'm going to cancel because I'm going to leave it paired, but that's where you forget device on this. Now the Jabra will pair up to also Android-based phones as well as flip phones that have Bluetooth device built in as well. All right, so I'm going to go back to the home screen, basically turn my phone off like it would be, and now I would like to make a phone call. I'm going to use this phone function here, and with the phone function, you're going to press and hold for about 2 seconds. You're going to hear 2 beeps, and I recommend with the iPhone, you're going to wait for that third beep before you start to talk. Now, common commands, you need to learn the common commands so that it works the best for you. So with the iPhone, the way it works, if I want to make a phone call, I'm going to say something like call Bob Darnell at mobile. Call basically tells the phone command that you're going to make a call. Obviously, the person's name is who, and then at mobile tells what phone number it's going to use from your phone book. If you don't say at mobile at the end of your phrase, it will ask you, do you want to call Bob Darnell at mobile, at home, or at work? And then you basically have to say at mobile or whatever. So if you say it all at once, you save yourself a step. Okay, so I'm going to show you that function itself. Call Bob Darnell at mobile.
Multiple matches found. Bob Darnell or Todd Burial?
Bob Darnell.
Bob Darnell. Home, mobile, pager, or work?
Mobile.
Calling Bob Darnell. Mobile.
Call ended.
So as you can see there, it didn't hear my command perfectly the first time, so it asked me continuous questions until I got to where I want to go. So let me try it again to show you how easy it is when you do say it the right way. And important note, do not talk too loud and too slow. So talk at a normal rate in a normal volume, and it's going to pick it up much better. Call Bob Darnell at mobile.
Calling Bob Darnell. Mobile.
Call ended.
So as you can see there, it worked the first time. And I want you to note that I waited for that third beep before I started to talk. And that's really important if you want it to work good with the iPhone. Otherwise, it will not understand what you want, and it'll take much longer to complete the phone call. Now the voice function over here does give you the ability to make the phone call too, but it's an extra step as well. So your best bet is use this for making phone calls. Now you can also not only make a phone call and hang up a phone call using the phone symbol, you can use this to answer phone calls as well. There's also a voice command that you can say, which is answer, and it will answer the phone. Now I'm going to move my phone further away because it's going to ring, and I'm going to call the device and show you the answer feature. So I made a phone call to myself.
Call from
Norton Retriever.
Answer. Okay, as you can see, it answered the phone. I'm going to talk. Hello, test 1 2 1 2. And it made the phone call itself. Now to hang up the phone call, I just hit this and it hangs it up.
call ended.
So it's that easy to answer the phone, but I found a lot of times, especially if your radio's on or there's noise in the cab, it might be easier to just press the button to answer the phone itself. It's still one touch and makes it legal because it's one touch dialing, one touch answer, and your hand is not on the phone, so that's what makes it legal to use this device. Okay, so we basically answered the phone, made a phone call, hung up on the person. So let's talk about the voice. We already used it for pairing, but you can also check the battery itself. So I'm going to press this, and I'm going to say the word battery.
Say a command.
Battery,
Please say that again.
battery.
Your remaining talk time is 9 hours and 30 minutes.
Okay, so you can see it's not perfect. Sometimes it doesn't hear you first time, but it's pretty effective, and it works. Once again, you also have the volume to turn up and down if you need to. And let's talk about this FM button. So one of the things this device can do is actually take your phone call and put it over your FM radio. It basically gives you a few stations to choose from, and to turn it on, you just press the button, and it's going to give you a channel to tune into.
FM on 88.5 megahertz.
Now, if there's a lot of music on 88.5, it's not going to work. Like there's already a radio station, so you can use the minus or the plus on the volume to change that station.
88.7 megahertz. 88.9 megahertz. 88.7 megahertz.
Okay, so if you find a nice clear channel, that will basically take and broadcast your phone calls through your FM receiver in your vehicle, the radio itself. Okay, not only will it do that, I'm going to turn this off. To turn it off, you press it again.
FM off.
Okay, and it'll go back to using the speakers on the device to play your phone conversation. In addition to that, it gives you the ability to play your music through this device or through the FM receiver. Now keep in mind, when you use this feature, whether you're playing the music through here and in addition the FM receiver to play it through the truck itself, it's going to drain the battery of this much quicker. It won't last more than 10 hours, 12 hours maximum playing music through this device. So be conscious about the next person that's going to drive the vehicle, that they have battery life left to use this. So, but if you're driving your truck during the day and you know nobody's going to drive it afterwards and you're going to charge it at the end of the day, then feel free to use this to listen to your music. So you basically bring up your music and hit play. You can also decrease, increase the volume. So there you go. That's it. I mean, it basically plays the music through here, and while it's playing, if you want it on the radio, you hit the FM transmitter, and it'll transmit it to the radio itself. So, okay. We basically talked about everything on here. There's, a couple of things left. One is if you double-click the phone symbol, it will return the phone call, or it'll recall the last person that you called. Not the last phone call you received, but the last one you dialed, it'll redial. So that might be helpful if you're calling the same person over and over again. And the only other thing I wanted to mention is it is an electronic device. It does have its problems. And from time to time, you might make a phone call and the person can't seem to hear you, or you cannot hear the person. I recommend if this happens, just hang up the phone and redial and reconnect with the person, and you'll find that in most cases that resolves most issues. Also, do not over enunciate. Keep your volume at a normal volume, and you'll find that it'll work best for you. All right, thank you. I hope this helps.